I don't know what's going on. It's getting worse every day. I saw them yesterday outside. One of them grabbed me. I don't think I have much longer.
Go outside.
Hi lovely people, me again, just about. So we've kind of got a bit overexcited with Halloween, and I've kind of got bitten and I'm all attacked, and it's just gooey, and I got some scut bruising and some scars, and then we've got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful face. We found it on some lovely person and decided to stick it on Vicky. This is Vicky, by the way.
Hey!
So we decided to try out MadeYewLook's beautiful Instaglam inspired thing, mixed with a load of other different bruising techniques we found online, and this is what we've ended up with. We kind of decided not to film this mainly because copyright issues. We kind of copied stuff, I guess, but it's just so fabulous a look. You have to give it a go yourself. But I've filmed I've done the bruising and stuff like that on me, because that's just bog standard bruising techniques that everyone tries out. I've put a link in the description at the bottom on how MadeYewLook did this, and hopefully we'll try not to scare a few people. So first things first, I've just pinned back my hair just using a clip. I'm going to be using Scar wax later, so I don't want to get it in my hair. I've got my liquid latex by Mehron and some Snazaro paints and gel blood and a sponge. And I'm just getting all my stuff ready to use for later. I've then just kind of given myself a rough idea of where I want to do stuff using some eyeliner. Use white eyeliner for the areas that I know are going to be light, and just use my black eyeliner for areas that I know is going to be covered in like latex and ooey gooey Scar wax. So I've poured some of my liquid latex on the back of my hand, because I do prefer doing it that way rather than putting it in a pot. And I've just started using the sponge to put it over my face. I've gone outside the lines that I've drawn, just so it means I get a better gradient joining to my skin. Really excuse my throat at the moment, it's slowly dying, so this is all going wrong. I've then just ripped up my sponge into tiny pieces and taken tiny holes out. This will be really good to get texture and create like a vein look on your face. I've then covered my face in yellow around this and added some green to mix up the tones. You're trying to create what would look like an old bruise. It sounds a bit odd, but it makes sense when you do it, because bruises do go that yellowy green disgusting colour. Now this you can do quite sporadic, and then rip a few more holes in and go for something a bit darker. When you add purple and blue tones, you want to kind of think about where the blood would pool, because this is going to be your fresher, brighter bruise. I've mixed blue and purple in the palette because I want the colour to be nice and evenly mixed, while also being kind of patchy when I put it on my skin. When you do areas such as your neck and your cheek, try to think where the blood will pool, and don't do it on the bone. Okay, so this is my zombie look. So I've started off by adding some eyeliner, and I'm then going to add some blue paint later to these lines, just to kind of make it a bit prettier. These are going to end up being like my veins, as though it's an infection spreading. If you want to get some reference photos to have a look at blood poisoning. Seems a bit disgusting. Ew, but it works. I've then added some more yellow to kind of blend into this, because I want it to be a bit more spread, a bit more all over my face, because I'm supposedly turning into a zombie, not just looking a bit weird. I've then got my Snazaro Scar wax, and I did forget to put makeup remover on my face, so I'm going to be pulling a lot of faces, but it works fine either way. Then I've just got a piece, stuck it onto where I'm going to have my scar, and started blending in the outsides. You can use a sculpting tool for this, or any other flat spatula or something. You probably should use a sculpting tool, but I'm lazy and a cheapskate, so I've just used a pencil on my fingers. When you've got all of your outline all blended in, you can start repeating the process. So I've done this on my neck as well and decided to create a bite. Again, blending on the outsides, blending on the outsides, and then using a pencil to create my teeth marks. So on the top one, you can see what I've done. I've just drawn it into the middle, and then on the bottom one, I've drawn it into the middle as well. To make it a bit easier for yourself and for me, I've basically just added a bit of black eyeliner just because it made life easier so I can actually see what the darn it I'm doing, because when you're drawing on your neck you can't see a thing. I've then just got some normal foundation. This isn't branded, I'm not going to kind of tell you because I just don't feel the need to. Get whatever one matches you, your normal foundation, and basically go over your scar wax and blend in. You will lose some of the tone to your bruising, but this kind of acts as quite a good thing, merely due to the fact that it kind of blends the bruising into your skin and makes it look like bruising is underneath your skin, which is kind of what you want in this case. I've then got a sponge and just blended that out, same as you would do with normal foundation. Don't use your normal foundation sponge, it'll get covered in paint. I then gone back to my weird holy sponge and added blue because I want it to look really veiny and, like I said, kind of like a weird zombie version of blood poisoning. Not quite so nice, but and because personally my skin gets really boiled, I've put some latex over the scar wax, and that'll help it kind of stay in place. And I've also started setting up what's going to be the cut in my face using latex as a base and then adding some tissue paper. I've used really thin strips of tissue paper and kind of judged where I'm going. Sorry if I look like a bit of an idiot because I was doing it in the camera that is reversed and I could not work out which side of my face I was doing. Quite simply with this, just add tissue paper, layer it out, work out what you're doing, and then latex, then tissue paper, then latex, then tissue paper. I've added some below the scar wax because I felt that the scar wax had a bit of too much of a drop to it and it looked like too much of a harsh edge. Makes no real difference, your choice, you can kind of decide what you want to do. I then added some more face paint onto this just to kind of take away this white colour before adding my gel blood. I love this stuff because it's got such a goopy texture, but I think the colour's really hideous, so I decided to add some black Creme Paint. This itself doesn't quite blend in, which also I kind of like. Again, you could probably use a spatula or a sculpting tool for this, or a brush, or anything other than a pencil, but as I said before, I'm a cheapskate, so pencils work fine. I then just kind of spread it everywhere because you're dying of a bite from zombies, so it's kind of better to do it in lots of small batches because then you get slight variations in colour and it looks more realistic because you get a better blend. So my second one, it was slightly lighter, but I quite liked that, and then as you can tell, it started heading towards my eye. So just tilt your head to the side and you make life a little bit easier. If it does start heading onto your eyelid, that's not a problem, but you don't want it to really to get into your eye because this is going to hurt like hell. So just kind of tap it out and prevent that as much as possible. Use your pencil or sculpting tool to kind of stop it growing near your eye and blinding you, because this is meant to be a fake zombie. I've then cut into my scar on my cheek made out of the latex and stuff, and I just literally used a pair of scissors and I'm trying to pull away from the skin. It will feel really weird, but it works fine. And then filled my scar with blood, and then covered more blood and more blood and more blood. All done. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice Halloween.